Every relationship's got layers, including the relationship you have with yourself. Now, there's loads of videos out there telling you tips about self-love and how you can make a self-love practice. But in this video, I want to talk to you about the layers of self-love. Because when you get to grips with the different layers of self-love, you can start to build a self-love practice that actually works. So are you ready to really learn how to love yourself? Then let's dive in. Wednesday YouTubers, I'm Emma Jane, the Holistic Life Coach and Spiritual Guide, and thank you for dropping by my channel today. And thank you for giving yourself the time to start investing in you, because that's what we're all about here. It's all about your happiness. So in this video, I wanted to talk about self-love. Now there's loads and loads and loads of videos out there about tips and things you can do to build self-love and have a self-love practice. But I don't know if you've noticed, they're not very sustainable. And I've been working with self-love for years. It's a battle I've had, it's an ongoing battle, and it's something that I'm going to be working on for, well, the rest of my life, I guess. And while I've been working with this, I've discovered that there's actually 3 different layers to self-love. Well, at least 3. I mean, it's like any relationship, right? Every relationship has different layers, different levels of things that need to be worked on. But I think when you understand these 3 layers, you can start to build a sustainable self-love practice. You can start to build a sustainable relationship with yourself. So that's what I want to give to you today, is these 3 different layers. But then I'm also going to give you a couple of tools and tricks that you can use so that you can actually start to practice self-love practice on these 3 different layers, depending on where you are and what you need. The 3 different layers of self-love are the surface level, the heart level, and the deep level. And what's really interesting about these 3 layers is that you can choose to just work on one particular layer, or you can actually choose to work on all 3, or you can take it as a journey going from surface, heart to deep, or you can take it as a journey for going from deep, heart to surface. So what I love about this is that it's really flexible, and it means that you can choose the layer that you need at the time, because sometimes we don't really need to go into all the deep work. We need something a little bit quicker, or sometimes the surface level stuff is a little bit too superficial. So let me explain the layers to you a little bit more in depth so this makes a lot more sense to you. Surface layer self-love is about the physical. I suppose it could also be called the self-care layer, so to speak, because it's all about connecting with outside stimulus. It's about connecting with our senses. It's about how we physically take care of ourselves. So it could be something like having a face mask. It could be something like giving yourself an amazing experience. Or it could be something just as simple as getting the stuff done that you need to get done so that you can feel complete and happy within yourself. It's all about outside, it's all about sensory experience. And this is a really great thing to do if you need a quick fix, if you need a little boost. And it's also surface level stuff practice, or self-care practice, is a really great way with connecting with self-love on a daily basis. The heart level, or the heart layer, is where you start to connect with your psyche. So surface level was very much about the physical. This is starting to go internally, and it's starting to basically give love to your heart, or give love to your soul, I suppose you could call it. It's where you're taking actions like meditation, where you're connecting with your energy and filling your energy up. It's where you're working with affirmations, so you're training yourself to speak kindly to yourself, and you're starting to look at the psychological effects of self-love, how the brain and heart meet to love yourself. The 3rd level is the deep soul level, or the deep soul layer. And this is the place of realizations. This is where we're rerouting in ourselves. We're really getting to grips with the roots of our self-love issues. It's where the deep work happens. And the really amazing thing about deep soul level self-love practice is the realizations you get from going so far in and basically clearing out. It starts to give you the realizations that allow you to take action to practice new ways of thinking, new ways of loving yourself, and having a more sustainable relationship with yourself. So as you can see, there's no one level that's more important than the other, because each has a valid part to play in creating a sustainable relationship with yourself and a sustainable self-love practice. So you can choose to do one or the other. You can choose to do all three. You can choose to work, like I said before, outside in or inside out. It's really understanding these layers. They're like building blocks that you can shunt around to connect the journey when you need to. And they're also about, they're also actions that you can take that will build up a sustainable practice. Now, each level has different tools that you can use and work with, and there's some more information about this on my blog, but I'm just going to give you an idea for each of the levels so you can have a tool that you can start to work with this level straight away, so that you can start to build up this sustainable relationship with yourself and a deeper self-love practice. There are loads of ideas out there of how you can do surface level self-love practices. So, you know, it could be looking after your body, it could be training, it could be pampering yourself. But my absolute favorite is having a favorites night. And this is a really cool thing that you can do, not just for yourself, but you can also do it for your family as well. So a favorites night is basically having an evening where you're doing all the things you love to do, where you're eating your favorite food, where you're watching your favorite film, where you're wearing your favorite clothes, you're wearing your favorite perfume. It's all the things that you love. And I've actually seen families that do this, where they basically once a month each person has a favorite night and the rest of the family gets to do it as well. And doing something that you love is a really great way of showing yourself that you love yourself, because we deserve to do things we love when we're good, and we deserve to do things we love when we like ourselves. So have a favorites night. It's a brilliant way to practice surface level self-love. Heart level self-love is all about talking to yourself. It's all about connecting with what's going on inside. And again, there's lots of different practices out there. Affirmations are great, meditation is great, but my absolute favorite is journaling. I love journaling, and I love quick journaling practices because I have a very busy day. And the favorite one that I have at the moment is actually celebrating my daily wins. So at the end of the workday, I actually sit down, I put 5 minutes into it before I go on to doing everything else that I want to do. And I literally celebrate the wins that I've had that day. I make a list of them. And just looking at that, connecting with that, it gives me that feel-good feeling on a heart level to know that I am worth it, and I did something valid, and I did something worthwhile with my time today, and that I have done my best. And it gives me something to be proud of. And pride is an amazing heart level self-love practice. So if you're feeling like you need a little bit of a boost, or you're not feeling like you're worth anything, or you're worthy, or maybe you feel like you don't deserve good things, I can highly recommend doing this heart level self-love practice of celebrating your daily wins. Deep soul level self-love practice is really about going deep in that root, as I said before. It's about looking at what's holding you back. It's about looking at where these beliefs about yourself came from. It's looking at the patterns that are blocking you. And I made a really good video called How to Listen to What the Universe is Telling You. It should be up here now. So you can go and have a look at that if you really want to go into that deep destructive pattern work and learn what the universe is trying to tell you and what you're supposed to be learning in life. But there are lots of other practice I could tell you about. My favorite deep soul level self-love practice is actually checking in with my integrity. I think it was Emerson that said that the integrity of the mind is sacred. And it really is, because if you're not living with integrity, if you're not loving the way that you live, if you're not living to your core values, then of course you're not going to love yourself, because you're not going to respect yourself. So checking in with your integrity, checking in what's really important to you in life, is going to help you feel a lot happier about how you are as a person. It's going to help you feel proud of who you are as a person, and it's going to help you love yourself. I'm going to have an article coming out in a few weeks about finding your integrity and how you can do that. So when that comes out, I'll put the link down below. So if you're not watching this on the day it comes out, then have a look down below. There may be a link there for you to have a look and look into how you can work with keeping your personal integrity as a deep soul level self-love practice. So does this make sense to you guys? I mean, let me know in the comments below. Give me a heart if this is making sense. And if you're not sure what I mean, or you're finding it a little confusing, please put a question down below, because I love to talk to you directly and make sure that I actually am making a difference in your life. There are so many self-love practices out there. It's unbelievable. It's a question, as always, of finding what works for you. I'm going to link an article I wrote down below about my favorite self-love practices, which is everything ranging from pillow forts to face masks to journaling. You name it, it's on there. So have a look at that. Check that out if you need some inspiration. And don't forget to decide, do you need self-love on the deep soul level? Do you need it on the heart level, or do you need it on the surface level, or a combination thereof? If you start building these layers in and checking in with yourself, say, what is it I actually need? What kind of self-love do I need to practice at the moment? You are going to build that sustainable relationship with yourself. Remember, my loves, you are absolutely amazing. We're all of us unique. I don't have what you have. You don't have what I have. We're all imperfectly perfect. And we all deserve to be loved and to be happy. Working with self-love is definitely going to help you do that. And if you want more inspiration, don't forget to come over to my Facebook page this week. We've got www.facebook.com, obviously, at Reroute Your Life. There's loads of stuff on there, and you can also check it out on my Insta as well, because the whole of this month for me is actually about self-love practice and self-empowerment. I do this every time of the year because we're in the Festival of Beltane, which I did a video about, you can see here. And this is something that I dedicate a certain amount of time to every year. And this year I'm making videos to help you do the same. And if you are watching this in real time in COVID isolation, this is the perfect time to really get to grips with yourself, to really start working on that relationship with yourself, because we've all got a little bit more time at the moment. So why not use it on the most important relationship, which is the relationship you have with you. That's all I've got time for, my loves. I hope you have a wonderful week. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, because there's videos coming out every week. And if you ring that bell, we'll let you know when they're out. Take care, and remember, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, the most important thing in life is to enjoy the journey.